Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 36. Yes, we are here for Full Gear, our final, I was about to say first, our final pay-per-view event of the calendar year, and let's hope we end that with a huge show. Look in the description for the card. I'm not rereading it because you're about to see it now, but we start here with our pre-show team. Stokely Hathaway, Paul White, Renee Paquette, just kind of, bantering with each other about the matches tonight, what matches they're looking forward to, who they think is going to win what. It should be a really good night of wrestling. The highlights, for me, personally, is obviously the main event. We've got Hangman Page defending against Pac in a ladder match. And then we've also got the Daniel Garcia versus Hook. And that will crown our first ever AEW World Light Heavyweight Champion after what feels like the longest tournament in existence. And we've got two incredibly special young wrestlers to represent that light heavyweight division. Hopefully it's going to be incredible. But let's stop talking. Let's stop looking at these three fine looking people. And let's head straight into our first match, which is our one and only pre-show match, because I simply couldn't fit it all on the card. It is our Trios World Title match, La Facción taking on Takeshita and Hi-5. So in a pre-show bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Takeshita and Hi-5 defeat La Facción Ingobernables in 17 minutes when Takeshita pins Shinsuke, with the javelin kick, getting a one-up on Shinsuke Nakamura. And that means that we have new AEW World Trios Champions. Takeshita and Hi-5 are our new champions. La Facción won it, a week ago? And they've already lost it, so that's not very good of them. 6-9 rated match. Yeah, I didn't think this one would be anything crazy, but let's look at the stats. Shinsuke with a 68, not a bad performance from him. Rush and Andrade in the high 70s, nice. Andretti 52, Darius Martin 58, and Takeshita with an 80. Good one for Takeshita, very much leading the line in this new trio. And yeah, we've got new champions. Very exciting, a great way to start the pay-per-view. But that is the pre-show done, out the way. We're heading into the main show. The fireworks are going. Taz is on commentary with Jim Ross and Excalibur. I think it's those three. I can't remember. They're gassing each other up. And we are here for our first match. Jay White, Kyle Fletcher for the International Championship. Oh, an 82. What a way to start the show. So an bout that had great wrestling and good heat. Of course, the Switchblade Jay White wins against Kyle Fletcher, who puts in a very valiant effort with the Blade Runner. And this is defense number 5 of Jay White's international title. It seems like this title is stuck at his hip and it's not letting go for a long time. Jay White with a 78, Kyle Fletcher with a 68. That's not a very good performance from Jay White. He's normally in the 80s. But it got the show to a strong start, and it seems like it was also a clean victory. Jay White, no Bullet Club members ringside, just a good old-fashioned one-on-one, giving Kyle Fletcher the respect that he probably deserves. And this won't be the last you see of Kyle Fletcher. He's a talent that is only going to get better week in, week out. And there we go. First show done on the main card. Up next is the tag team action between our resident superheroes, the American Dragon and El Generico, against the villainous Miro and Alex Coughlin, the android. Let's jump into that. But first, we have a super fun, playful entrance with Generico and the American Dragon. Generico introducing the American Dragon as his sidekick in this battle of heroes and villains, of which the American Dragon's a bit like, what? But yeah, he shakes it off because, I think Brian just kind of wants to be in the match, but also is kind of, pandering to Generico a little bit. Super playful. They seem to bounce off each other really well. And Miro and Coughlin are out now, and the match is about to begin. 82 as well. What? Hold on. Coughlin was off his game. It's still got 82. So in a bout that had great wrestling and good heat, the American Dragon and El Generico, the heroes, get the win. They defeat the villainous Miro and Coughlin in 15:56 when Generico pins Coughlin with the Brain Buster, a move that Rami Sabai uses. That's strange. Maybe Generico and Rami know each other. But in terms of ring work, though, the American Dragon, of course, was head and shoulders above everyone else. And Coughlin, of course, would be the weak link. But an 82, that's really good for this. I didn't think it had hit the 80s. Generico with a 74, American Dragon with a 91, Coughlin with a 52, and Miro with a 78. Remember, Miro is our TNT champion. Obviously not defending this on the card because he's in this kind of rivalry storyline at the moment. Everyone's got good chemistry. That's great to see. Let's look at the dirt sheet. Any negatives? Probably Coughlin. Generico for declining physical ability and Coughlin for inconsistency. Fair enough. But well done to Arn Anderson for booking a great match. Awesome. The heroes prevail. Is this the end of this storyline? Probably not. There's always a sequel to these superhero tales, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Is the American Dragon going to stick around, or will we see Bryan Danielson next week? Who knows? Your guess is as good as mine. But following this, it's another Bullet Club Gold member that has a title, and they're also defending it against Hikaru Shida. AJ Mendes, Hikaru Shida up next. And in a good match, 73, AJ Mendes defeats Hikaru Shida in 16 minutes with the sliced bread number 2. And this is defense number 1 of AJ Mendes' title reign. 73 rated match, pretty good. I think that's the same or a little bit better than the match they last had at Dynamite. Either way, good result. These are the kind of numbers we want from our women's division, and I'm really happy that we're seeing it. Again, it looks like a clean win. No Saraya involvement and no Britt Baker involvement, clearly, because Britt is a little bit preoccupied with her match later on tonight, which also should be a tasty little affair. But yeah, Bullet Club Gold win their matches tonight, so they retain and hold on to both of their gold, you could say. Following this is the one that I'm excited for. It's Daniel Garcia and Hook, one-on-one, the winners of each of their respective tournaments in the final of our World Light Heavyweight Championship tournament to crown our inaugural, as the wrestling business like to say, World Light Heavyweight Champion. Let's go. Oh my goodness. A 90 from Daniel Garcia and Hook. A 90. I'm saying it loud. A 90. Sorry, headphone users. In a bout that had superb wrestling and great heat. I've built 2 fucking stars here. Daniel Garcia defeats Hook in 25 minutes with the sharpshooter. So that means Daddy Garcia, the man with the hips, Rampage Garcia, DG, wins the AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship. And he is our new and first World Light Heavyweight Champion. Garcia with an 88, Hook with an 86. They've got good chemistry. Everything's amazing. Let's look at the dirt sheet. There better not be a single negative. No, there isn't. Everything's great. Bonuses all round. I'm so happy about this. So happy. Oh, it's all worth it. The bullshit first round of 50 rated matches is worth it because we ended the tournament with a 90 rated match. Our joint highest rated match in the entire series. I think we've got 3 or 4 90 rated matches now. And I mean, look at them. Hook and Garcia, congratulations guys, awesome match. I don't think this is going to be topped. Let's just end the show now. I mean, we're in the middle of the card. This is ridiculous. The New Wave come out. I don't think I've booked a segment for this because Mercedes Moné can't because she's filming TV, but let's just pretend. Mercedes Moné's come out. She's got a new hairstyle or something, she's filming a TV show. Ricky Starks is there, Swerve Strickland's there. They celebrate with Daniel Garcia, who lifts the AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship. What a day. What an event. Go on, Garcia. Okay, let's take a breather because the next match is probably going to be just as good. It's the Lucha Brothers defending their AEW World Tag Team Championship against the Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi. The two of them or the four of them actually faced each other on Collision last week, and it was one apiece between them. So let's see who gets bragging rights, and more importantly, the AEW World Tag Team Championship. 87. This is going to be the best show that we've ever done. I'm predicting now. We've got 19 at 87 match, back to back. That's ridiculous. In a bout that had superb wrestling and good heat, the Lucha Brothers and the Golden Lovers draw when the referee lost control and had to stop the match. Wow. Pure carnage in this one. You can see down here, stunt bumps were taken left, right, and center. Kenny and Ray were the two legal men. They both ended up flying through the crowd, really, really hurting themselves, and they couldn't make it back to the ring for the 10 count, meaning the referee just had to stop the match because the brawling, the fighting just continued and spilled out of the ring. The crowd were loving it because, you know, they were up close and personal with the action. Greens all over the place. Let's look at the ratings quickly. Ray Fenix with a 92, Pentagon with an 88. I think that's the highest he's ever had. Kenny Omega with an 89, Kota Ibushi with a 73, which is really good for him. He's getting better, mate. Awesome. I was really apprehensive about booking this as a draw, but imagine what would have happened for if someone had won. Could have got higher. But this is far from over. The Golden Lovers, Lucha Brothers, it's just ramping up, and yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens between these two teams. So this does mean that the Lucha Brothers retain their title, because it did end in a draw, and I'm sure Kenny and Kota, I'm sure it's not the last we've seen of them in this World Tag Team title, you know, division. Following this though, I mean, good luck following a 19 and 87 rated match. I think we've got a segment. Yeah, we've got a segment just to cool the beans a little bit. A 90 rated segment, of course it bloody is. CM Punk is celebrating with his wife AJ Mendes backstage, and just being like, "You were great out there, woo, Bullet Club Gold, yeah boy, bang bang." And we can see in the background that Chris Bay and Saraya, I think they're an official couple now, let's be honest. He's got his arm around her, whispering sweet nothings into her ear, and she looks, you know, as damp as a tea towel on a swimming pool floor. I don't know, I'm excited. Yeah, great little segment just to kind of break the matches up, and also so we don't get penalized, because we don't want that. But yeah, Bullet Club Gold seem to be in a really good place right now. CM Punk has really, you know, taken into Bullet Club Gold life, and especially with AJ Mendes being there, maybe that's something Jay White managed to do himself, bring AJ in just to make CM Punk happier. You know, Jay White's a very accommodating leader, and that's what you need. So Bullet Club Gold, mwah, all of that. Let's get back to the action though, and it is the FTW World Championship match. Will Ospreay defending against Drew Galloway. Let's see how this one goes down. An 85. I think this is going to be our best show by a country mile. I mean, the fact that I'm not excited about an 85 shows how great the show's been so far. In a bout that had superb wrestling and good heat, Will Ospreay gets the win against Drew Galloway with the Stormbreaker, and this is defense number 3 of Will Ospreay's title run, and Drew Galloway unfortunately cannot get the win against Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay is one of the best in the world, so you can't blame him there. But what's Christian going to say? Christian had a plan apparently, so I don't know. He's not here at ringside, so who knows what's happening. Will Ospreay with an 82, Drew Galloway with a 78. Oh, I'm running out of breath. Let's just continue with the show. Next is probably the riskiest match on the show. It is Eddie Kingston's Ultra Violence against the Combat Club in a 4-on-4 hardcore match. Let's keep our fingers crossed. We're probably going to not get a high number. But yeah, let's see how we did. A 52. There we go. That's going to drag us right down. Jesus bloody Christ. In a good match, Ultra Violence get the win. They defeat the Combat Club. Wow. It's called a guerrilla warfare match. That was the closest thing to a hardcore match. When Calvin Tankman pins Wheeler Yuta with the Tankman driver. Looking at the numbers, everyone did bad. Wow, except Moxley. Moxley got a 92. Everyone else didn't do very... Kingston 82. Yeah, this was a risk, and I really hope that doesn't royally screw up our final rating. But the match went on too long given its aim. Oh yeah, I did it for a wild brawl. Oh, made a mistake. Oh well. But yeah, I don't think this rivalry is far from over. Eddie Kingston gets the 1-up. Let's just see. Look at how much were we penalised. Not that much. Inconsistency, length of given. Yeah, I think it was the length. If this was like a 15-minute affair, would have been great. But we went a little bit too long. But that's not our fault. You know, if they still want to fight, they still want to fight. But who did the worst? Wheeler and Zack Sabre Jr. did the worst. I mean, hardcore matches aren't their thing. Calvin Tant with a 68, sorry. I'll take that. Claudio 71. But yeah, Eddie Kingston and Jon Moxley are obviously the stars of this match. And I think this is eventually going to boil down to a one-on-one between them. This is far from over. Ultra Violence got their 1-up. And Moxley's definitely going to want revenge. Ugh. 52. I mean, okay, that's really bummed me out. We head backstage now where Christian is seen berating Drew Galloway, just saying, you couldn't get the job done. Now this is all screwed. This is all your fault. Waste of space. You know, you say this, you say that. You're a big man, but you can't even do it. Blah, blah, blah. And Drew is just getting fed up and just responds with a headbutt straight in between the eyes of Christian Cage. And Christian Cage just drops to the ground. And Drew just kind of looks at his lifeless body and carries on walking. You know, this isn't Drew's fight. This is Christian's. He's the one that has the obsession with the FTW title, not Drew. So, yeah, just a cute little segment just to kind of separate these two guys, because I don't want you to think that Drew Galloway is working with Christian Cage, because that is not the case. Next up is we've got 2 matches left on this card. Next up is Britt Baker versus Jamie Hayter in their kind of grudge match. This has been going on for a long time. They had kind of some time apart because they're on separate brands, but now they're back together. Jamie has been patient. She's been waiting, and she finally gets her hands on Dr. Britt Baker. Let's see how that goes down. 71. Nice. So in a decent match, Britt Baker gets the win in 14 minutes by pinfall, but not alone. As you can see here, during the match, we had Demi Bennett run in and attack Jamie Hayter. Now, for all of you people that don't know wrestlers' real names, Demi Bennett is a very familiar face. Let's just have a look. Yes, that's right. Rhea Ripley from WWE has signed with AEW. The coup of the century, this is. Demi Bennett, as she's now called, has teamed up with Britt Baker and helped her win against Jamie Hayter. And I mean, if you've got Demi Bennett on your side, you've pretty much won. She's a monster of a woman. 77 rated segment, awesome. I'm sure this isn't the end of Baker and Hayter's beef, but now there is a Bennett involved. Chaos, love that. Great introduction from Demi Bennett. She's kind of been sat in the sidelines for a couple of weeks now, trying to build up to this. And yeah, that's Baker's surprise. She loses a Shida and gets a Bennett. I mean, is that an upgrade? I think so. But now it's time for our main event. We've had a 90 rated match and an 87 rated match and an 85 rated match. We've also had a 50 something, but let's not talk about that one. And it's time for Hangman Adam Page, our AEW World Heavyweight Champion, to go one-on-one with the bastard that is Pac in a ladder match. Let's see how it goes down. Oh my god. 96 rated match. A 90 fucking 6 rated match. I'm speechless. I thought that the 90 was good. A 96. 4 points off of perfection. In an exceptional main event match, Hangman Adam Page defeats Pac in a ladder match when he retrieves the belt in 29 minutes 35 seconds. This is defense number 3 of Hangman Adam Page's World Heavyweight Championship, and he is sat atop the ladder holding his belt, celebrating in what I believe will be the match of the year easily. A 96 rated match. Hangman with a 94, Pac with an 85. Let's look at the dirt sheet. There's going to be no negatives. Surely not. Yeah, no negatives. Incredible. Pac's fucked off now. He's pissed off. He's angry. Hangman is just hanging around in the ring, celebrating his win, holding the title up, when suddenly it's the Switchblade. Jay White comes out of nowhere and attacks Hangman Page, beating him down, puts him through a ladder, and then the Blade Runner. Hangman Page, after having an exhausting 30-minute ladder match, is lifeless on the floor as Jay White stands over his body and holds up the AEW International title and Hangman Page's AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I'm assuming this is Jay White telling the world that he's coming for the Hangman. And that is how we end our show, with a 100 rated segment. But we do have a little post-match Twitter video, little fallout, where we speak to Jay White and get a few words from him. And he basically just says, I've been in AEW for nearly 6 months now. 4, 6, I'm not counting. Who's counting? And I've been patient. I've waited. You know, I'm the first man to win all the belts in New Japan. I'm one of the youngest world champions of all time in all of professional wrestling. And, you know, stepping into AEW, I'm not going to start in the mid-card. I'm not going to stay in the mid-card. I'm a world champion. I'm one of the best in the world. And with Bullet Club Gold surrounding me, there's no one that can stop me. So the time has come. It's time for Bullet Club Gold to take over AEW. And that is how we end the entire show, the entire event. Let's see how we did. A 93 rated show. My goodness. This show, minus that shitty hardcore match, was close to as perfect as I could have imagined. Let's just run through it all again because I'm gassed. So we got new trios champions at the beginning, but we don't really give a shit about that. Jay White defends his title, opens the show and closes the show. The Switchblade, El Generico and the American Dragon get their win over the villains. AJ Mendes of Bullet Club Gold defends her World Women's title. Daniel Garcia in a 90 rated match is our new and first World Light Heavyweight Champion. The Lucha Brothers and the Golden Lovers go to an amazing 87 rated no contest for the tag team title belts. Ospreay and Drew Galloway have a world-class 85 rated match for the FTW World title. There's a really shit hardcore match in the middle of that. And then Baker brings out, formerly known as Rhea Ripley, Demi Bennett to debut in AEW. What a debut that is, one of the best of the year, by beating Jamie Hayter. And then in the greatest match of all time, I'm calling Dave Meltzer's nutting in a sock right now, a 96 rated match between Hangman Page and Pac. I had my reservations about Pac. I wasn't sure if he could pull it out the bag, but I'm so happy that he did. And you thought that was it. It's not. As we said before, Jay White ends the show by attacking Hangman Page and holding up both his and Hangman's belts to, you know, signal that he's coming for Hangman, and he is collecting as many belts as he can on the way. Awesome show. We have to make a speech now, and we can only praise 3 people. I want to praise like 10 people here. I mean, Garcia first, and Hangman Page has to be one as well. And you know what? Jay White, the winners. So let's just, I'm giving Daniel Garcia a hug. I'm giving Hangman a hug. And I'm giving Jay White a hug. Let's see how they react. Garcia loves it. Hangman loves it. Jay White loves it. And there we go. We can look at QT Marshall's face because it auto skips. But what an event. I am so happy. I honestly didn't think it'd end up like that. I think that's the best outcome we could have got. And I need to have a lie down after this. The next episode is not going to be our regular Dynamite and Collision. I think I hinted at this a few episodes ago. I'm not really happy with our current women's division, and I don't really have a real direction for that. So in the next episode, I'm just going to spend some time with you guys. Going to look through the women's division, our AEW women's roster, our developmental roster, and even, you know, who's available on the free agents and such to sign, and just try and work out, you know, who should be pushed, who shouldn't, who works together, what we can create with them. yeah, so we might have a little reshuffle of the women's division. But while we're here, let's just take a look at these notifications. So Emi Sakura wants more money. I'm in a good mood. You can have it. And let's look at these notes. So Ray Fenix thinks that Tankman is going to be a star. Me too, buddy. Me too. Viewing figures, we had 1.14 million people watching Full Gear. And we got a buy rate of just under 1 million buys. Let's head to this news and see. Did anyone else have a show? Did WWE? No, they didn't. Good, because, you know, no one would have watched it because Full Gear was that good. Drew, we're at Yankee Stadium as well. I forgot to mention that. Yankee Stadium. Excellent. It seems they really struck gold with this show. Let's just look at it again. This is how we're going to end it. Just look at that beautiful card. Okay, I'm talking too much now. Let's end this episode. Next episode, we're going to be analysing the women on our roster. And, yeah, should be a nice chilled one. Not as exciting as this one. Let me take a breath. Thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been my favourite episode to record to date. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, do it all, and I will see you all, hopefully, in the next one. Bye.